Somewhere Better by I_am_Ellie on AO3. Episode 74. Chapter 20. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. The grayness faded, just like always. That was how it always was. A long moment of dark, unquit clouds, followed by the faintless gleam of light. One moment, he could be utterly numb on the kitchen floor, silent tears dripping down his face, and the next, he could be making a very sad attempt at pancakes because Izuku had mild semester testing. Damn it. He needed some food. Unfortunately for the both of them, Shota's cooking tended to be less than satisfactory. Are you sure I have to go to school today, Ankiso? Ankisashi said you were really sick the other day, and at the radio show today, and Yue doesn't have school today, 'cause of the thingy, admin meeting? Shouta reminded him gently. Yeah, the admin's meeting. That, and Ankisashi's gonna be at the radio show all day, 'cause he says he's been neglecting it or something, and there isn't gonna be anyone here to take care of you today. So what if you get sick again? I can just go take the test another day. It doesn't matter to me none, and then you won't have to stay home all by yourself. I'll be alright by myself for a little while, Izuku. It's my job to take care of you, not the other way around. Yes? I guess, but let's get ready for school. You're not skipping on test day. Go comb your hair. You have a rat's nest. Izuku frowned at his socked feet, chewing on his lip with indecision. His fingers flexed at his side. Anki, now please, child. Izuku shuffled towards the bathroom, dragging his feet the entire way, and the door closed behind with a small click. He grabbed a few granola bars from the cabinet for himself, Izuku, and Nemuri, who went after to drive Izuku to school and spent the rest of the day with Shouta. Nemuri claimed it was because they hadn't had the chance to spend much time together lately, but Shouta suspected Hizashi had asked her to babysit. He tried to ignore the bitter feeling that gave birth in his gut. His front door opened with a small click, and his shoulders tensed just a little before he saw that it was only Nemuri. Takura gave a small meow of courtesy, and Akio yipped. Nemuri scratched both cats behind the ears with an kind smile, and they purred under her attention. Show! She greeted with a grin. I'm afraid I'm not here to see you, just to kidnap your cats. Please do not. Shouta replied with a deadpan expression. Okay. I'll just make sure they love me more than you until they start following me home. I starved myself for years to keep Takuro fed. She have better not love me more than you. Shouta shot a glare at the fat cat in question, who was dutifully ignoring him as Nemuri rubbed her tummy. Nemuri cracked. There was a crash from the bathroom, and then Izuku came barreling out, promptly attached himself to Nemuri's leg. What's up, Tiger? Nemuri asked warmly, burying a hand in Izuku's hair, and carefully dislodging a comb. I think you might have forgotten this baby. Izuku harumphs. Not a baby, he murmured, burying his face into Nemuri's stomach. Oh, of course not, she corrected herself. You're a big boy. Yeah. Izuku, be polite. The child winced. Sorry, Auntie. No problem, Muchkins. Your uncle's just old. I am almost 2 years younger than you. Little baby. Izuku giggled, finally extracting himself from Nemuri's leg. Yeah, Unky Show. Izuku teased through wiggling giggles. You're a little baby. Shouta rolled his eyes. Aren't you supposed to be getting ready for school? Have you combed your hair out? Yep. Unfortunately enough, Izuku's hair grew back at ridiculous pace and had very quickly become sharded with a combination of garnet curls and ridiculously worn-out beanies. If he had been completely honest, he was almost tempted to just keep Izuku's hair buzzed, a semi-manageable length, both for grooming purposes and to help with lice. But they honestly didn't have the extra funds to visit the barber that often, and Shouta couldn't stand the noise of the clippers without feeling slightly nauseous. Nemuri ran rather quick hand through the boy's hair. He is good, no tangles. Shoes, backpack, jacket. Izuku pouted. But I don't want to go to school, and I don't like my jacket. It's all puffy, and it makes me look like a marshmallow. I don't want to look like a marshmallow. It's the warmest jacket you have, and it's 40 degrees out. Go put on the jacket. Izuku sighed dramatically, seeming for all the world quiet, the upon-put little boy, and went to his room, searching for his puffy jacket and a pair of shoes. He's getting into a bit of a I don't wanna phase, huh? Nemuri asked sympathetically. Unfortunately. He'll get out of it. Maybe. Possibly. Probably not, to be honest. He's 5. 6. 6? Even worse. Nemuri shook her head. Fox regret. Just wait till he's 12, Sho. It all goes downhill from there. Hey, if you don't want him, you can always give him to me. You do not get to take my child. Nemuri looked surprised for a moment, though Shouta wasn't sure why, before swiftly moving on. How about a cat? No. Not even Takara? She's getting to be a bit of a nuisance. No. So simple today. Shouta shrugged helplessly in response. Don't worry, hun, it's part of your charm. She glanced down at her phone, still held in one carefully manicured hand. The display showed a photo of her civilian clothes with Miss Joke at what appeared to be a farmer's market, before quickly shutting off the device and shoving it to her bra. My pant pockets aren't big enough, she exclaimed, even though Shouta hadn't asked. We're gonna be late, Izuku, she called out, and Shouta chapped both hands over his ears with a pointed glare. Izuku, she called again, at a much more reasonable volume. We're gonna be late to school soon, buddy. Coming! Izuku called back, voice going a bit shrieky with its volume. Shouta sighed heavily, craning his neck back and retorting to counting bumps on the popcorn ceiling. Izuku came twirling out, looking to all the world like a marshmallow, he described himself as. He stopped in front of the two adults, picking at his jacket precariously for a moment before giving up the ruse of fussing to give his aunt another blinding, happy grin. I'm 6 now. Really? Nemuri asked, bending down to pick up the boy easily. She settled him on her hip like it was natural. I had no idea. Izuku sighed happily, one round cheek squished into Nemuri's shoulder. You're getting big, Izu. What are they feeding you? Steroids? Nuh-uh, mac and cheese. I see. Nemuri pressed a quick kiss to the side of the child's head before carefully setting Izuku down on the ground. Ready to go? Shouta sat in the passenger seat beside Nemuri, Izuku sitting in the back seat and kicking his feet back and forth happily, seemingly not even noticing the heavy coat anymore. There was a comfortable silence settling into the air of the car, one that Shouta welcomed with open arms as he settled back into the seat, shivering slightly as the heat from the air conditioner warmed his skin. So, Nemuri started casually. Izuku had a doctor's appointment yesterday, right? With that new doctor? Shouta grimaced, all sense of relaxation leaving him at one fell swoop. Yes, Izuku's pediatrician moved to the other side of the country, so we had to find him a new one. In the rear-facing mirror, Shouta saw Izuku, nodding sagely. He gave me a shot for influenza? It didn't hurt too bad, though. Hizashi did not sound happy about him whilst we were on the phone. Shouta could understand that. When Hizashi had told him how the appointment had gone, he wasn't too happy either. I wasn't there, Shouta said with a wince. I was busy with other things. Hizashi went instead, so I don't know all the information. Aren't you Izuku's only guardian? Sashi's good at forging signatures. Well, what the hell did the doctor say? Because I can't get Sashi to say shit. Shouta glanced at Izuku at the back seat, looking for all the world utterly delighted to hear an adult swear. Shouta shot Nemuri an irritated glare. I'll tell you later. They were at Izuku's school in another 2 minutes, and Shouta sent him off with a quick hug and a beg for the child to please try his best on the test. Though Shouta wouldn't care what grade he got, he could just help him out if it was too low, and Sue, honey, just do the work and use our noodles and you'll be fine. And with that, he was being led towards the car, and Izuku was walking into the school building like he wasn't worried at all. Okay, so what the fuck happened at his doctor's appointment that has you so riled up? Because now I'm worried, and no offense, Sho, but with what happened a few days ago, you really don't need to be under any more stress. It wasn't anything we didn't already know. Shouta murmured, picking at the skin of his nail. Nemuri battled at his hand, not looking away from the road as she carefully pulled up to the nearest gas station. The sky was flooded with clouds, baby blue covered in layers of ash gray, and Shouta could see pecks of water dotting the winter shield. It had started to rain. We just didn't care. What? I think he hurt Izuku's feelings a bit at the time, though he seems to have forgotten it by now. Not sure how. I would have been thinking about it for days, but Izuku and I were very different children. But even Hizashi said he would have been a little hurt. And Hizashi was, well... what? The doctor called him fat. What? As in fat? Or as in obese? Were those his exact words? His exact words were fat. Then he said he was beginning to be severely overweight for someone his height. Nemuri stared at him incredulously. Look, I know the kid's a little chubby, but isn't he like 50 pounds? Maybe 55? That's like no more than 10 pounds over a 6-year-old's old. And you can barely even tell. I mean, it certainly hasn't slowed him down, and the kid moves around like a bullet. And you showed me a photo of Inko once. She was a bit on the heavier side near the, end. And even when she was a teenager, it could all just be fucking genetics. Sashi told the doctor that, but the only information he had was mine, and he said that since I was a healthy weight, it shouldn't be genetic. Shouta, you aren't a healthy weight. You're borderline malnourished, and that's just because you don't fucking eat enough. Look, the point is, he says we need to put Izuku on a diet. That doctor's a moron. We know. God, I can't believe that bullshit. Who the hell says that in front of a little kid? Look, if you're concerned, sure, but he has to at least get used to the doctor language crap to make sure the kid doesn't understand him. I mean, what if he had given the kid a complex or something? Like those kids on the soap operas who starve themselves because they think they're too big or something. It's all bullshit. We know. God, as if the kid doesn't have enough to deal with already. His parents, the kids at school, Hizashi going deaf, all the shit at the dock, and you're... She stopped suddenly, jaw shutting with a click. You don't have to censor yourself. Shouta spat. Nemuri flinched, and Shouta hackled, lowered with a wince. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. It's okay, Shouta. Nemuri murmured, though she didn't seem overly sure of herself. You need a new doctor, Nemuri finally said, after a long moment. Shouta nodded because, yes, they did. He and Nemuri were sitting on the couch, watching a soap opera when Hizashi came home, looking exhausted and the tiniest bit nervous. Shouta was leaning heavily against Nemuri's shoulder, eyes drooping slightly as he laid there, and her head was scapped upon his as she stared at the television intently. Neither of them glanced up as Hizashi until he cleared his throat, only just realizing he was there. Hey, he said, voice a bit scratchy. His hair was a mess, and he was bouncing on his heels, like he wanted to say something, but he wasn't sure how to. He sat on the couch by Shouta. He and Nemuri shifted to accommodate him. Shouta curled up between the two of them, head on Hisashi's lap, and legs on Nemuri's, just like when they were kids in high school, visiting each other's houses and going on a day-long movie binge. You okay, Sashi? Nemuri asked, leaning her elbow against the back of the couch. You look tired. I feel tired, Hizashi admitted. I've been neglecting the radio show, and our listeners' count went down. I'm sorry, Nemuri said, voice genuine. Hizashi shrugged, hand running up and down Shouta's shoulder. You'll get your count back up. Shouta said, absurdly. I hope so. They sat there for a while, gazes not straying from the television, until about an hour before they were supposed to pick up Izuku from school. Nemuri? Hizashi spoke, voice startlingly loud after so long without. Nemuri hummed, glancing at him quizzically. Could you, I just need to talk to Sho. Alone. So could you... I'll go get Izuku. Nemuri decided, standing up from the couch. She bent to kiss Shouta's cheek before giving Hizashi the same treatment. Good luck, she whispered. Shouta just barely being able to hear, and clearly meant for Hisashi's ears only, and he wondered what she knew. The apartment was dark. shadowed in shadows. He could hear October rain drumming on the outside wall. Shouta sat up, body aching from sitting in the same position so long. Hizashi just looked at him, smiling as he brushed a tangle of hair out of his face. I love you, Shouta. I love you so fucking much. You know that, right? One grateful palm, rough with calluses and so warm, cradled the side of his face, and Hizashi stared at him intently, like he was trying to see the inside of Shota's brain. The inside of my brain, Shouta thought, was not a place Hizashi should be. Yes, he said, because the real answer would break Hisashi's heart. I love you. I love you, okay? Shouta nodded. I'm worried about you, Shouta, Hizashi said, voice barely a whisper. I'm so fucking worried about you, all the time, and... fuck. He swiped at his eyes quickly, with the hand he held against Shota's face. It felt like a separation, a break, a fracture, and then the hand was back, and it felt all mended back together again. I'm okay, Shouta said, a familiar mantra, voice gravelly and hoarse. Right now, he was okay. Tomorrow... it's okay. It's okay. You're not okay. Not all the time, right? Right? Right. Because Shouta didn't think he would ever be okay. Not all the time. That was just how things work sometimes. Other people could go to work every day without losing their breath, without covering their ears and gritting their teeth to keep from screaming, to remember to eat and drink and function. They could live, because living was all they had to do, all they ever had to do. And they always had help. And love has always been a guarantee, and tomorrow was... well, maybe not a guarantee, or a promise, but it was never in question. Not like it had been as a child, with hunger hollowing out his stomach, or in that warehouse with a busted knee and pooling blood and no way out. And not when Hizashi and Izuku were both in the hospital at once, and he didn't know what was happening, and he thought they might die. Not when the thought, then there's absolutely nothing left, had flashed through his mind in the hospital room, and absolutely nothing left. People, Shouta had found, were like old teacups. Some were fragile, porcelain, as thin as an eggshell, ready to break at the slightest touch. Some were thick, ceramic mugs. Some were plastic, cheap but durable, and could quite possibly withstand it all. But all had been hurt. Nits, dentist scratches. Hisashi's teacup was scattered, chipped, dirty. Nemuri's was too. Izuku's was shiny and new, even with its multitude imperfections. Shouta was held together by glue and tape, missing its handle, with so much chipped paint you couldn't possibly tell what its design was supposed to be. But he held himself together, always had, time and time again. He used superglue and patience, and had fixed himself, day after day, until his hands ached, and it felt like he couldn't possibly be broken anymore. But with Hisashi's next words, I think we should stop. I think we need to cancel the wedding. Shouta scattered into 1,000 pieces. He leaned back. He watched as Hisashi's hand fell from his face, and into his lap slowly. He licked his suddenly dry lips. His hand rested on his knee, fingers digging in, to keep himself from floating away like dust in the wind. Hisashi's hand rested on his own, whether to get his attention or to... stop! Shouta didn't know. And Shouta wanted to kick and bite and buck away. Anything to keep Hizashi, anyone, from touching him in that moment. And the words suddenly came to his mind, after such a heart-stopping interlude without... They were there, sharp, dark, and bitter on his tongue. Are you leaving me? It's still fucking the 15th. I can't. First I wake up to Banana Fish, and now this, and then My Hero Academia fandom decides to not be happy today, and then this. Okay, Banana Fish was enough, alright? Banana Fish is enough. I don't need this. Okay. I'm not crying. That make Oberosha. I'm not. Give me a second. I think I'm gonna go sob for a bit, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna try to talk to you guys because I don't think I can do an outro like this because I'm actually fucking crying. I'm gonna fucking sob. I'm back. I've been sobbing for a couple hours now. I kind of forgot about Banana Fish TikTok, and I opened up my TikTok, and that's the first thing I saw. Motherfucking, I'm Mr. Lover Man, and I miss my lover man. And I scrolled, and then what I see that fucking goddamn fucking song from that goddamn motherfucking anime. You know, the song called Red? Yeah, that one. The next chapter is called Drops of Jupiter, chapter 21. The last chapter. I'm going to the notes, the end notes. I don't care if I get spoiled. I'm back. I just got promoted at my job. Wild, right? Slight disclaimer. I'm American, not Japanese. There are probably a lot of mistakes. If it offends you, I deeply apologize. Another disclaimer. Izuku is a little chubby in this fic. While his diet isn't entirely healthy, chubby kids are not a rare breed. Get over it. Reference a comment made on the last chapter. If you see this note, thank you for your criticism so much. I honestly appreciate it. I'm not changing my fic. Smiley face. Please comment kudos. Tell me what you think. See you next time. Also, if any of you catch the spree reference, you're incredible. Hats off to you. Where's the next button? Where's the next chapter button? Notes. Woo, chapter 1, up and done. God, I'm so I think that's from chapter 1. Never mind. Yeah. Where's the next? What are the comments? The comments. Sits and grabs popcorn. Angst. I have been shattered by this chapter, thank you so much. Sobbing, rolling on the floor, sobbing, screaming, and holding my laptop to my chest, like a heartbroken lover. Mood. I'm hurt. I'm crying. Am I in pain? This is so angsty. I love this. I love you. Thank you for filling my angst-starved heart. Firstly, congrats on your promotion. And now, ouch, this chapter, dude. Wow, beautifully written in angst. And the ending to the chapter, really just sobbing. Excited for the next one. I'm gonna go in more recent ones. Chapter 3. Not chapter 3, 3. Is this continued? Poor baby. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is probably abandoned since it hasn't been updated in almost 2 years. If this does not end in a happy ending, the next outro would be me giving it a happy ending. And I don't mean writing, I mean silly little me going, okay, and then they kiss and they make up and they have a wedding. This is the best fic ever. I'm reading it for some of my trip and I love it. It's amazing. I need more chapters. Izuku being a chubby kid is an absolutely adorable idea. He would be so cute. Chubby kids are cute. Oh, okay. Ow. Amazing story. I hope one day you finish it. This freaking broke my heart. Please don't leave it at that and update soon. Now I'll be depressed the whole week. Oh my god. It's getting so sad. I don't want Hizashi and Shouta to break up or for Izuku to cry. I want Kacchan and Denki in loving support homes and everyone to figure out their shit and have a happily ever after. I just spent this over 2 days and then I have to come to this and point and just yell out of despair. Where's the rest? I can't wait for the next one. Heart. Is the story abandoned? Okay, that's obviously. Oh my god, I just finished reading Someone Better and Somewhere Better. And this fic has broke my heart and healed it with its fluff. And I went back and checked your reply to the obesity comment from last chapter. And when you mentioned you were 15, you might not be anymore since it was 2020. I was like, what? Because none of the people I know my age can write at this level. And I will say more, but I don't know what to say. And I'm just surprised at how amazing this fic is. I can't imagine how you're gonna improve in the future. If you're writing like this at 15, 16. You're an inspiration, and if school ever stops taking over my life, I aspire to write something like you. So yeah, lol, you're cool, and thanks for this gorgeous fic, and I would recommend it to all my friends. The actual creator replied with, one of the nicest comments I've ever gotten. Yes, I started this fic in the 7th grade, I believe. I know I was 14 at the time, lol. I'm almost 17 now. I sincerely apologize for the fact that the fic really hasn't been getting the care it deserves on my part, as I haven't updated in almost a year, lol. I'm just very tired. I'm in a 5 college course, marching band, and doing stats prep on top of work after school, 40 hours out of the week. on top of the 40 hours a week of high school. It doesn't really leave much time for writing or improving my writing, but this fic will always hold a special place in my heart. And incredible comments like yours are a great reminder of how much I really used to love this story. Thank you so much. That was a year ago. I don't know. Maybe as their life becomes less, crowded, they will be able to, do the next one. It has been a year. I'm gonna cry. I'm just gonna go into this and I'm gonna read a random, area. I'm gonna read towards the end. Uncle Sho. There was something wrong. Something wrong with the way he said it. With the way he said it. It tickled away in his brain. Tap, tap, tapped. Like an ink bottle spilled over the side of a desk, slowly dripping away onto his brain. Obvious. This should be obvious. Words. Izuku had never called him uncle before. Great. Amazing. Wonderful. It's gonna be great. I don't know if I'm gonna split the next one into 2 chapters. Into, areas. I probably am. I'll be honest. I probably am. Mainly because I don't think I could handle that much. I'm gonna check how many words count is this. Control C. Word count. How many words is this? Okay, I'm splitting it into 2. Yeah, this is upsetting. Everybody in the comments, tell me what your favorite season is and why. Right? Why? Specifically why? Mine minus spring, because that's when the flowers bloom. And it's around my birthday. But specifically I like it because it's around when the flowers bloom. And the flowers be blooming. And I don't have allergies, so I don't deal with the whole, sneezing 24/7 when I'm near a flower. Sorry to everybody else who is. As you could tell, I'm very numb. I'm not gonna read ahead because I'm just not. I wish to not read ahead. I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna read some nice, fluffy fanfic. And I'm going to be fluffy. Fluff. I love fluff. And I'm gonna go watch that anime that, people are saying are the reincarnation of Ash and Iji from Banana Fish. I was maybe gonna record my reaction, but I think I need this goddamn anime a little more than I thought this morning after so long of recording. And yeah, I really hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves. This was a heavy chapter. To that one person, that one time that commented the fact that they really hated the arguments. Can we go back to when there was arguments and not this? Please and thank you. As always, my raindrops. Make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content. And thank you so much for watching.